Hey guys, Hot Desert Prepper here. I was watching the first video that I've got up on my channel now, and kind of felt the need to follow that up with a few things. So it seems like every time we get near anybody casting a vote for something, this Civil War talk just keeps coming up and coming up. You get these Antifa pukes, going out and attacking civilians, taking things to the streets. We've talked about that. You know, it's painfully obvious where we're headed as a country. Whether you want to call it civil war, revolution, breakdown of social order. We've covered that there's an agenda behind it. It's being driven and funded by the globalist elite, Illuminati, whatever you choose to call them. But I start seeing more and more talk from your internet commando types. Billy Bob down at the local militia barbecue kind of people. And I thought maybe I'd touch on that a little bit, and I'll bounce my perspective off of you guys, and tell me what you think. So before you get too salty on me here, the reason I do this prepping stuff and talk about this stuff is we all know there's bad shit coming. Irregardless of how it hits, there's going to come a time where you're not going to be able to run down to the grocery store and buy food. You're not going to be able to turn on your tap and get water. You're not going to be able to call an ambulance for basic medical services, and you're damn sure not going to be able to call 911 for law enforcement or fire. Okay? We're going to go back to 1876 immediately when this kind of shit hits. More than likely, my personal opinion is, like I've always said, the globalist elite, the Illuminati, they want the New World Order, and the only way to get that is to destroy the Old World Order. Quickest way to do that here in the United States is to get all of us out in the street killing each other. Start winding the population down, because America is a lot bigger than your average citizen thinks when it comes to population, when it comes to an armed population. There's a lot of people here in this country that would be a speed bump to the New World Order. But I hear a lot of these Billy Bob militia types talking. And let's break this down real quick, you guys. Yeah, there's going to be a civil war, a martial law situation, a breakdown of some scope. It's coming, okay? But I don't really see anybody talking about what happens after the shooting starts or the chaos ensues. I don't hear anybody talking about an end game. And, guys, that's a problem, all right? Nobody goes into a game of chess or any type of a strategy situation without a fucking strategy. Those that do end up like George Custer. Okay, we all know how that worked out for him. So you go first off. Perfect example is the American Revolution. The whole thing happened back in 1776. Yeah, that's why we have this freedom. That succeeded. One, because we were right, but two, we had a command and control structure. We established a government. We created a nation. Most colonies wouldn't even commit until there was a Declaration of Independence and a Constitution. There had to be something in concrete before a lot of these people would even get on board, because we had to have a country if we're gonna rebel. Okay, we succeeded. Well, with France's help, but we succeeded because we had a constitution. We had a sitting government. We had a power structure within the military. It wasn't just a militia out there fighting redcoats, you guys. There were uniformed colonial soldiers being led by professional officers. They'd gained their experience in the English army. So when we eventually won the fight, we had a government. There was no chaos. There was no infighting. It was, all right, well, we got our country. Let's move on to the next step. Next example, you guys, Civil War. American Civil War. Which is really, if you understand the true nature of why that war started, it was more of a second revolution, really, than a civil war. It had nothing to do with slavery. You guys argue with me on that one all day long, but there's about a million different facts out there, including, descendants of black Confederate veterans that'll argue with you. The South even had their own government. They had a currency. They had a command and control structure, professional officers, training and leading a professional army. Granted, in the end, they did lose the war, but they had an end game. All I hear these internet commandos talking about now is the plate carrier they bought online, the nifty AR-15s they've been putting together, and how they're ready to go shoot somebody. And then what? Then what? We do not need all these, you know, John Doe kill-em-alls running around, starting separate little armed groups and militias, running all over the country, having at each other. You guys, the reason we're in this situation is, yeah, they're pushing a civil war on us. We're not asking for it. This kind of shit is being laid on our doorstep. But there is a complete absence of an end game for a reason, okay? And that, therein lies the answer. The end game to all of this is they want Americans out there shooting each other. They want population going down. They want there to be chaos for them to bring order to, if that makes any sense. Okay? They push us in the right direction to create the problem. In the meantime, we whittle the population way the hell down. By the time people are starving and in dire need of basic medical care, you're going to have guys, I don't care how hard they claim to be, laying their weapons down, looking for the nearest thing that says FEMA on it. And by then, they can come back in, restore order, so to speak. President Obama, right before he left office, signed an executive order allowing the use of UN troops on American soil in the event of unrest. That was not done by accident. It was not done for anything that was going to be occurring in his presidency. Obviously, he was on the way out the door. It could be next month, next year. I couldn't tell you. But the fact is, that was signed for a reason. Okay? So think about this, you guys. We need to prep. We need to prepare. But I guess my message with this is, you know, we can't change what's coming. There's nothing we can do. It's way above our pay grade, you guys, what's being decided and put on the people in this country. It's way beyond anything that we have any control over. But what we do have control over, like I always say, is our own lives. We control what we do, how we prepare ourselves mentally, physically, and with, you know, supplies, things, you know, anything to do with preparing. I've heard a lot of shit about my weight. You know, I'm a big guy, but I also work out 30 to 45 minutes a day. I'm a big guy, but, you know, let's arm wrestle. You know, prepare yourselves, but understand that the end game is not going to be a new America emerging from chaos the way we'd like to see it done. Oh, no. And I'm going to leave you with this one little thought. I think it was Abraham Lincoln. I'm not sure, and as much as I really don't like the man, I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said that if America was ever destroyed, it'd be destroyed from within. It was him or one of the fathers, founding fathers, I'm not sure which. Don't quote me on this late at night here. And he's right. Okay, guys. Once America descends into chaos, whether it's civil war, you want to call it a revolution, whatever brings about fighting in the streets and a breakdown of basic social order and services, we've made a lot of enemies outside of our shores that we're not going to defend against. Once we've turned on each other, we're wide open for a nice big black eye from left field. And it won't be a jihadi. It's going to be a commie or something along those lines. And I know it's almost antiquated to think like that. But guys, here we are. It's 2018 and we're right back full circle to like where we were at in the dead middle of the Cold War. You know, if we go into a civil war here, it's not just a worry we have of dealing with criminals that are running rampant and things of that nature. You know, Manuel Kill-em-all and his little band of dipshits starting his own little militia. We've got an outside threat. We have governments out there that do have the ability to fight us successfully. They've been waiting to kick our asses for a very long time. Once we start kicking our own asses, I don't rule it out personally that somebody is going to come across the water. I don't rule it out. A little bit of food for thought, you guys. I haven't had a video on here in a few days. Thought I'd catch up with you guys and, you know, throw another one out here and just see what you guys think of this stuff. To the new subscribers, I appreciate you guys. This channel is not monetized, nor will it ever be. I do this just for my own, my own means here. I like to maybe help some people think. You know, put some shit in your head. And if you guys think I'm completely batshit crazy, but it gets you to look things up and do your own research, then to me, I've succeeded. So, you guys, as always, freedom on America. Keep your powder dry and watch your back trail. And I'm trying to end this video.